great morning at Cars and Coffee in Greenville, South Carolina at the Michelin plant. A lot of great cars. Very, very hot morning. You guys see that Corvette? It was way too hot to walk around this morning, so we didn't spend a whole lot of time there, about 45 minutes, and we were out. But awesome cars nonetheless, and I'm glad to see Cars and Coffee is back in Greenville. But more importantly, today was time to tackle that driver's side front fender that was driving me crazy. Big old rust hole. Let's get working on it. So I'm not really taking my time here in this particular area. My main concern and focus was just to get rid of the rust. This area obviously is covered with the fender flare, and we may eventually go to aftermarket fenders anyway. So I just wanted to make sure I got down to bare metal, got rid of the rust so it wouldn't come back, and then that way we can prime it and paint it, and it would be, you know, hidden behind the fender flare, but at least that rust is gone. Okay, a little bit of a different look now. We're getting our piece back together. It's a little dirty. Starting to tackle the front, of course. I just wanted to get it ready so I could drive it around a little bit this weekend, and then I started tearing into the front. So, you know, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen, but it's looking cleaned up, and we'll got to wipe down the black a little bit, maybe do another coat, because I'm going to extend it all the way up here. And then when we get the little rocker guards, that's all going to be covered anyway, so don't pay too much attention to that, but it's looking pretty sharp now. Taking on a little bit more here in the corner, just some surface stuff. Ground through it, sanded it down 320, nice and smooth. Hit it with some primer paint. I tackled this Jeep project one segment at a time, so I got the driver's side nearly done. The frame is scaled and painted, and now we're getting the fender done today. And now I want to drive it a little bit, so we're going to tackle the exhaust, we're going to tackle some detailing underneath the hood, and get the belt changed, which I've been meaning to do, clean up the interior a little bit, and then maybe when I decide to get dirty and full of rust and metal shavings, I'll tackle this passenger side. But we got to do it. We got to do it. I'm picking at it little pieces at a time, taking care of some of the front steering components and things, smoothing that out, repainting that, getting everything looking good. And I'll tackle this side in the back part. The Jeep gets its first accessory. Grab handles. I went ahead and just got 4 of them, 2 pair, front and back. Well, we got them installed here. They look pretty good. They install very easily, obviously. 3 Velcro straps. They fit any bar size, basically, within reason, of course. A rubberized handle. The reason I chose these is because they don't dangle all that low. But a lot of the ones I was looking at online, they hung too low. They look too droopy, and I don't like that look. Again, got a set of 4. They're like 12 bucks for a pair, so really hard to beat, even if they break. I think they'll be good. Perfect for what they are. Nice for if your passengers need a little extra stabilization while you're out on the trail, but if nothing else, just to help yourself get up in the Jeep. So they work perfect. I'll put a link in the description below if you guys are interested in these. There are a bunch of options available, obviously, but these are quite inexpensive, and again, they don't droop all that low, which is something that I looked for when searching for these. So highly recommended so far. Using the screwdriver to get a radius. It's actually working pretty well. You gotta use the tools at your disposal. Not a metal fabricator, so Are you kidding me? Couldn't reach the middle with the screwdriver, so it's a little off, but I mean, who would have thought you'd get a nice rounded radius with a small bench vise and a screwdriver? Shoot. Support bracket in the back will all be tied together. Okay, so now I'm looking for my pieces of trim. I hadn't cut this portion out yet. That's all rust. We're gonna knock that out. This will be able to slide all the way forward then. Hopefully these two radiuses line up, at least halfway decent. And the rest of it we'll kind of just fix with filler, but I'm going to trim straight down here. And I'm going to leave a little bit of this one for support. Probably just cut it off. We'll see. We'll see what I do there. So I'm going to start securing it. Something else doing today on the old TJ is putting in these little, jeez, I had to sneeze, the old door bushings for the door hinges. They're a little bit worn out, so we're going to replace them today. Comes with a little tool. You can see they're in rough shape, so we're going to try to pop these out. Actually, I had to use a flathead screwdriver to get up in there because it wasn't all the way down. It had been worn out and worn away. But it came out pretty easily once I found the little edge, popped her out. I'll use that same tool, push the new one back down. You have a 99, so as noted in the instructions, 94 to 99 must trim the liner, which is probably why we couldn't reach that one from the bottom. Trim line is there, so we're going to cut these down so they get at the top of the line. Now the door should go on and off a little bit easier with those nice sleeves, and you couldn't help it, but you had to get a couple little mirrors to run when the door is off, because we have the mirrors attached to the doors, obviously. So we're all set to go now. Whew. A little chunky, but we'll get her fixed up. Filling everything in now at this point, kind of rebuilding this ledge. That'll all get smoothed out and evened out. But I think it's looking pretty good. We're gonna have to do another layer on this one just to fill this in further. You can still see sort of the outline of the square, but coming along. Took our first doorless ride. Did you enjoy?
I can't see back.
Bloop, bloop. Got some filler laid out. Sand this up tomorrow and probably prime and paint. So looking forward to having this done. We'll get the fender flare back on as well. Then we can start some detailing work on the engine bay and move on. I guess we'll tackle the other side at some point, but for now, I think I'm gonna enjoy the vehicle as much as I possibly can. I'm actually really anxious to get to work on the exhaust. It's just time to tackle it, so I want to wrap this up and move on to something else. Having never done body repairs extensive as this, you know, like replacing a panel, I've never done that before, so gotta say I'm pretty pleased with the result so far. I got her all smoothed down. What I'm most impressed with is the radius that I was able to create in that patch. I mean, with just a vise and a screwdriver in my hands, I'm pretty pumped on how that turned out. I think it's gonna look good with paint, but I'm gonna blow it all off now, and then I'm gonna prime it and paint it. First coat of primer is on. It went down pretty good. I tell you what though, laying down that first coat of primer can really show you where your imperfections are, but nonetheless, I'm still pretty pleased with it. We'll do 2 or 3 coats of this and sand it down a little bit, maybe with a guide coat, and just see where we're at, see if we can knock a little bit of it down, but I don't know. This is good. See more buildable primer, a couple layers of that, and we'll get her smoothed out with some 600, and we'll be good to paint. couple little splatters or spatters came out of the can, but overall, it looks pretty sick. This is about 3 coats. I'd probably do a 4th if I had more paint. Maybe we'll scuff it up later on and do another one, but I'm not gonna clear it yet. We'll see how this goes. So far, it is going pretty well, though. I gotta say, for a while there were a few times where I was like, oh my gosh, maybe this wasn't a good purchase. This isn't what I was looking to get into. I wanted to just kind of do wheels and tires and some body armor stuff, like I've said before, some lighting, make this a fun project and really enjoy it, but it's just how things go with me. I pull it into the garage and start tearing things apart, and then before you know it, it spends 2-3 weeks in the garage when I'm working on it and never actually get to drive the thing. And then by the time it's all wrapped up and ready to go where I like it, I sell it. And that's what I did with that BMW a while ago. It's just how things are. But this time I really want to try to enjoy it. I want to enjoy it with the family this fall. I want to take the dogs out. So I think there's going to be some good content with this vehicle, maybe not necessarily all the how-tos, but we'll document everything along the way. But I'm hoping to get some actually experience kind of family vlogs with this Jeep, a little different element to the channel on top of working on the Q50. To the channel, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you be a part of the speed culture, because you know, even though this is a speed culture channel, sometimes you have to slow down a little bit and enjoy some other things, broaden your horizons a little bit, maybe get out of the race car and just enjoy a cruise with the doors off, if you know what I mean. And for you longtime subscribers, I hope you guys enjoy the Jeep content as well. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate the continued support. More stuff coming for the Jeep and for the Q. Just ordered some more parts for the Q50, so stick around if you're here for the Q50 content. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.